My people, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Patala FC. We are within.
Despite all the nonsense he said, he remains one of our own.
Fifth game of preseason. Wrexham, Celtic, Club America, Man City. 1 win out of 4. 2 defeats. 4 goals conceded per defeat. We had to come from behind to get the draw against Wrexham. It's been crazy. Maresca ball. What I appreciate about Maresca is that I've known from the beginning what we're going to try to achieve on the pitch. I watched the video on Football Meta. I won't even lie about it and say I watched Leicester City the entirety of last season. I saw what Leicester City were capable of in a few games, but I just saw through Football Meta that this man has a fixed way of trying to confuse the opposition and cause disruption so that he can get his team forward, which I'm happy about in terms of what I feel we can do under Maresca. And I'm not losing faith at all. And his aura in press conferences, for those of us who are not watching preseason, at least it's good to keep tabs on the press conferences to have at least a clear vision in terms of what our manager really wants or what he's trying to achieve in preseason. What is he learning? What is he trying to try? If that makes sense, you know? So the press conferences are essential, I believe. The American journalists are brutal. I like it about them, but they're brutal in the sense of there was something going around where they were calling Enzo Maresca Dad Pep. And they asked him about it. How do you feel about being called Dad Pep? He said a lot of things, but he went on to say that the difference between Enzo Maresca and Pep, and these are Enzo Maresca's words, he literally said that Pep is the greatest and he is just one of the managers. A very humble, but very stern way of saying, hey, back off, you know? I understand this. He understands the scrutiny, whether it's the fact that he looks like Pep's brother or the fact that he's gonna play according to Pep's philosophies, according to people. We don't know. But yes, Wrexham 2-2, Celtic 4-1, Club America. Yeah, the Club America game, we could get excited because of what the team achieved, but we know that the opposition were not pressing us. The opposition were not at their best. They switched up the whole 11. So the 3-0 win to Club America is nothing to go by. But I mean, confidence-wise, it was good for the boys to get a win under Maresca, you know. But then Man City, 2 goals down, less than 7 minutes. So we lose the game before we can even start the game, I believe. And Man City scored 2 more than we can score 2. I think the 2 goals we scored were the best goals in the game. Not to say that Haaland is not a good finisher, but I think the actual goals that were worked hard for, teams being opened up in the right way, our goals were the more, you know, goalie goals.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
We're going to be playing Real Madrid in a couple of hours. And this is the first preview I'll be doing of preseason. I've been doing post-match reviews and my thoughts. But I think we need to give Real Madrid, not Real Madrid, some respect, but I think we have some context in the first place. 4 games under Maresca, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 1 win. And going into the 5th game, I think we have a bit of context of what Enzo Maresca might do, who he might play. So to start off with Madrid, they don't have, I think Vinny just arrived, but I'm thinking they're likely to start Aragula over Rodrigo because Aragula's been starting most games for their preseason. Vinny could start. If Vinny starts, we're in trouble. But if Vinny starts, I think on the right side, we need to start Gusto just to contain him for the first half, at least on that side of the pitch. And the inverting thing, Gusto will have to be a lot more disciplined because I think regardless of which fullback start, Gusto will be the inverted fullback. Maresca is a stubborn man in that sense. So yeah, it's part of Maresca's philosophy for us to invert. So I think every game that we watch, we've seen that we are inverting one player. Gusto has played left back, he's inverted from that side. He played right back, he's inverted from that side. Reece James has played in midfield and in the back line, but he has not played his favorite position, which is right wing back. So yeah, a lot of things that we might still experiment with. Chelsea is a whole experiment, a huge experiment. Outgoings, incomings, players that are playing, players that might be in the first 11, players that might go on loan still. So there's a lot. I believe Mark Gill deserves to start this game, and Christopher Nkunku behind Mark Gill, whether it's as a cam, whether it's a double pivot in terms of cams, whether we have one DM or two DMs in Romeo Lavia and Caicedo. I think Romeo Lavia and Caicedo will both start this game. So I think, yeah, that team, Raheem Sterling definitely for the experience, and Noni Madueke, who's shown us enough, just needs to polish up on his passing, decision making rather. When to pass, when to keep the ball and try to dribble past the opposition. On that side of the pitch, I believe Noni will be going up against Fran Garcia, because Fran Garcia is good. He hasn't been spoken of enough in the Real Madrid sense, but I think on the left back position, Fran Garcia is the reason why Real Madrid are not aggressive in looking for a left back to back up Florent Mendy. So yeah, there's a possibility of a win here, but I'm considering what it could mean for Maresca to just get a good result today, to just get something solid out of the game. You know, I believe Maresca can do it. I believe he's capable. He needs to do it. He needs to get something good, even if it's a draw, but a positive performance. We don't concede sluggishly. We start well. We're not losing possession recklessly. You know, all those things. Just those key factors. Just those small things, guys. But I'm gonna catch y'all after the game. Let's get it, y'all.